Well, the 4CS fork came to fruition because the current closed chamber fork that we have on the SXF and last year's Boosterbergs is 20 times more expensive and 20 times more components than an open cartridge fork. So to produce that fork in a big quantity, so to service all the bergs and let's say the EXCs in the future, WP and KTM work together to come up with a simpler design to offer the same benefits as a closed cartridge system. The design targets were to maintain the simplicity of an open fork, so to make it really simple to service. Think about how the fork reacted over time. One of the things is obviously we have a rebound adjustment on the right hand fork, so RR, rebound right hand red, and compression on the left hand fork. And the misconception is that the right hand fork is the rebound fork and the left fork is the compression fork, which is not exactly true. So both forks offer rebound and compression damping, and that's done via pistons and shims. So both forks have exactly the same valving, pistons and everything. The only thing that changes is actually the adjustment. So one fork offers rebound adjustment and one fork offers compression adjustment. And the reason for that is, again, that design target to make it very simple is they actually wanted the rider to be able to adjust the damping while they were riding. Yeah, again, one of the byproducts of a closed cartridge fork is over time, the cartridge actually pulls oil from the outer chamber into the inner chamber and pressurises that chamber. So generally all manufacturers of forks have some sort of bleed-off valve. Now generally that bleed-off valve in a closed chamber system works when the fork is bottomed. So over time, if you're not bottoming that fork out, there can be some pressure build-up. And with our system, with a bladder system, that can affect the bladder, the integrity of the bladder. So again, thinking about this in an off-road sense, they wanted a bleed system built into this cartridge that would work, I suppose, the opposite way. So the fantastic thing is what they've done is on the actual cartridge rod, there is a very small groove machined into the rod that becomes activated when the front wheel is off the ground. So at night when you park your bike up on the stand with the front wheel off the ground and the weight of the wheel pulls down on that top out spring, it brings into play this little groove that goes either side of the seal and just equalises the pressure. So any pressure built up in the cartridge would be released, or vice versa. If there was any air in the cartridge, it would self-bleed itself. Yeah, so what we've done today is basically what we're finding with this fork is that for a heavier rider or a faster rider, the overall strength of the fork probably needs to be beefed up a little bit. The easy way to do it would be with a heavier spring or a little bit more preload on the spring and a higher oil height. But just as an experiment with Andy today, what we've done is we've actually gone internal and beefed up the valving. So we've put a couple more shims on the base valve and also changed the shimming on the mid valve, and really aimed at getting control of that dampening earlier in the stroke and giving it a firmer feel without losing a lot of the action, the really nice plush action of the fork. So it'll be good to get some feedback.